we're going to do right now kind of a short beginning to just a series. It's not going to be ongoing, I think, talking about alt tech versus corporate tech. And this one is going to concern sort of these short posting types of social media. We're going to start, of course, with the most established one, which is Twitter. And I think that the reason Twitter took off was originally because of that 150 character limit, and the shit posting back and forth, and being able to go to people's I don't know what they call it, the Twitter wall, and then basically share stuff and memes and whatever. So Twitter for a long time was great for that. I think that there's a number of features so for example, there is this Moments tab. They don't have it yet on Gab, but it includes news. So, there's a lot of stuff that kind of gets out pretty quick. It says Academy President John Bailey cleared of wrongdoing after harassment accusations. And then it says protesters temporary. So here we go. 1 hour ago, U.S. News. So this has to do with the Stephon Clark thing. Lawyer who pleaded guilty in Mueller investigation. A lot of variety here. Okay, Pulitzer prizes and whatever. So that's the news benefit. Entertainment, though, you kind of get. I didn't even see this, but you have a lot of these people who are just being promoted. Except for Roseanne, who will probably be trashed. But yeah, you see a lot of stuff here. I'm not sure who actually even likes this stuff. Casey Musgraves, I think I've heard of, but some of this entertainment stuff, it's everybody thinks that it's trending, but their news and entertainment stuff is really overrated. Let's go to, let me see here. So the Hard News Network, of course, this is the group that I kind of tweet with. This is Hard News Network is actually, this Twitter account is managed by Hard Bastards, one of his people, Winston, I think. So you can post video and whatever. Everything's all well and good. Some of the stuff I think is fine in terms of visual representation. I think Twitter is still far and away much better than Gab. What's not as good, I think, is the freedom of speech. So let's go over to Gab, and you can probably, let's go to the same one, the same account. Hard News. For the Hard Bastard, I guess. Here we go. So I don't think the search bar works as well. It's a little harder to use, and you get kind of a score, which is interesting. There is no news tab. See that? But there is a video option, which kind of rivals Periscope. I think Periscope and Twitter are connected. And then you have live streams that these guys make. Hard Bastard does unfiltered live streams. And basically, at the moment, unfortunately, Gab is still pretty far behind Twitter in terms of users. But I can tell you, I don't know, maybe I was posting stuff that people simply didn't care for, but I think some of my Twitter followers have been getting just kicked off Twitter. So, depending how things go, some people who got used to using Twitter and are getting just kicked off of it, they might just end up migrating to Gab. The other platform that I wanted to feature, and I can't feature too much of it because it's a little different of an idea than Twitter, is Discord. And I started my own server, so you're just looking at mine, and here's a few other ones that I take part in. ABL is probably the funnest, but the good thing about Discord is, yeah, it works a little like Twitter because there's the tagging and whatever, but you basically get to form your own playroom with a bunch of people and talk about, and it's really designed more towards gaming, but you get to share things. You can create channels there to put stuff on. You can create voice channels, which is also very, very fun. I'd say so. Those of you that are asking, which one would you probably think is going to succeed more? I think for the moment, it looks like Gab is going to get more political people, and Discord is going to get more people who want just to go on for gaming and for sharing content and having fun, doing stuff, talking about movies and things like that. Gab, I think, is less useful for talking about entertainment and recreation. I'd say Twitter is really headed. I mean, look where Facebook is today. We'll do probably a separate one on Facebook versus Minds and Facebook versus Steemit. But there's really an issue here with Twitter that they've always had kind of a sketchy financial outlook and profit making models. So I would say Twitter's outlook is going to get considerably more dim the more they try to appease people in terms of politics, and also because corporate people, corporate accounts, I think, are also to some degree driving this. Some of these corporations still believe that it's in their best interests to advertise on a platform that polices people's speech. But what they don't realize is that people didn't join Twitter in order to get tweets from American Airlines or from Kraft mac and cheese or whatever. I heard Wendy's does some hilarious tweets or whatever, which is fantastic. If you have a corporation that's able to tweet and have some fun with it, sure that there's some benefit for it. But when you start to drive away the audience, and that's what happened. That's what's happened on Facebook and especially Facebook, but it's coming to YouTube. You're basically leading to the extinction of the platform. Also, as far as data sharing, I think Gab and Discord are pretty rock solid. Twitter, however, is really notorious for being a platform for harassment and doxing and going after people and whatever. And people use it. I still use it to shit talk against. I'm currently shit talking a couple people on Twitter, but I've always hated using it more. It's really kind of a touch and go situation. People just get banned all the time. Why not be on a platform? If you want a platform where you're more comfortable and you just get to talk with people, like basically the atmosphere of a card game, join a Discord server, form one with your friends, talk about whatever you want. That's a place where to go if you're not really into the trolling, you're not into the shit talking and the shit posting or whatever. If you're looking for a place to talk about issues or things like that, I think Gab might be much better than either Discord or Twitter. But whatever your thoughts are, if you've had any experiences on any of these platforms so far, please let me know. Once again, yeah, Twitter does have more features and they have more capabilities and visually it's still far and away better than Gab, at least. Discord has its advantages, but that the freedom of it is just turning it into kind of, or the lack of freedom there is turning it into a wasteland now. And I was just watching, besides the lack of freedom, there's also the mean-spiritedness of Twitter, which I've been a part of too. But I can see some of the Parkland shooting survivors. They're going back and forth with each other, very mean-spirited and whatever. Well, that's what Twitter is today, and it reflects badly on the platform. And I think eventually people are going to, you know, a lot of people are going to turn away from that negativity. There's always going to be people who gravitate towards it. There's going to be a lot of people who get turned off by it, go to something else. And Discord is a good place to go if you just want to share shit that other people might find funny, or, you know, talk about movies or something like that. That's about it. Have a good night, and you know, on to the next one.